Question 4, 2 marks. We want to express 5 over the square root of 10 with a rational denominator. Give your answer in its simplest form. Now pause the video and have an attempt at this. You would get roughly about 3 minutes to do this question in an exam, assuming you take the same amount of time with all of the questions. It's 1.5 minutes per mark in the non-calculator exam. So if you paced yourself out perfectly, it would be roughly 3 minutes. But let's take a look at it. So 5 over the square root of 10. The first thing we want to do is, well, it asks us to have a rational denominator. So we know that if we do, put this in red, square root of a multiplied by the square root of a, you get a. Let's then apply this up here. So let's multiply the denominator by root 10 to get the denominator as just 10, which is rational. So when it says rational, simply what we want to do is get rid of the square root sign, or get it just as the number 10. The numerator must also be multiplied by the square root of 10. And we multiply root 10 by root 10, and as I said, we get 10. A good way to think of it is if you have a surd, which is the square root of any integer, and if the number inside the square root is not a perfect square, then it's irrational, which means it's not rational. So for example, the square root of 16, so root 16 is rational because the square root is 4, but because 10 is not a square number, root 10 is irrational, so we have to then make the denominator rational. And I made a mistake. I wrote root 10. I meant to write 10. Now 10 is an integer, and an integer is rational. So we have what we wanted, and we have 5 root 10. Now 5 root 10 means 5 multiplied by root 10, and the highest common factor of 5 into 10 is 5. So let's cancel 5 from the top of the numerator and the denominator, and we get root 10 over 2. Last thing to check is, can we simplify root 10? Now what I mean by that is, are we able to write 10 as the product of two numbers such that one of the numbers is a square number and we can't use 1? You should know by now, or if you don't, maybe you haven't covered this in class, but I'm here to tell you now. We have this rule. So the question is, can we write 10 as a product of two numbers, one of which is square? Well, let's write a list of all the square numbers that are less than 10. So 1, 4 and 9. We don't have to include 16 because 16 is greater than 10. So 1, 4 and 9. 4 and 9 are not factors of 10. So we cannot write 10 as the product that we needed. So we cannot simplify root 10. So the final answer is root 10 over 2, and we can't do anything else. And that's us finished. It's 2 marks. It's quite an easy question. But sometimes you can simplify the surd on the numerator. So for example, if we got root 12, then we could do root 4 times root 3, which is 2 root 3. But that's us finished. So best of luck with the studying, and thank you for watching.